Downtown Los Angeles is known as a very hip and historic city. When one thinks about Los Angeles not from here, downtown might be one of the initial places you think about visiting. Although not too many people in LA reside or spend too much time downtown as you would in other major cities. But there are still several reasons of why you might want to live in downtown LA. What's going on, you guys? My name is Darren Kriz. I'm a local real estate agent born and raised here in this beautiful city that I call home. I'm also a local real estate agent helping people every single day buy, sell, and invest in property here in LA. So if that's you or someone you know, reach out to me. My information is down below in the description. But today in this video, we are going over the cost of living if you were to live in specifically downtown Los Angeles. Let's just get on with the cost of living, because if you're gonna live in one of the biggest cities in the entire country, you're gonna wanna know how much it's going to cost. And when you get that in your head that you wanna find a place to live in LA, obviously the first thing is going to be housing. So downtown doesn't have many single family residences, but there are so many apartment buildings, new apartment buildings, old apartment buildings that have been around over a century. And right now the average median rent for a one bedroom is just under $3,000 a month. And the average rent for a two bedroom is just under $4,000 a month. This also can be skewed a little bit because of a lot of the high luxury units that could be going for $30,000 plus a month, penthouse apartment units. But looking at this graph, rent is not at an all-time high. It was higher back in 2016 for a bit, and then it obviously fluctuates over time. And if you want a single family house all to yourself, you can live just a few miles away from downtown LA, but a lot of those neighborhoods tend to not be the greatest. There are of course a lot of hidden gems in many of these smaller neighborhoods, but that's not for this video. If you want more of that, subscribe to me as I'm posting videos on all things informational about Los Angeles. So downtown is comprised of many diverse smaller areas. You have Chinatown, you have Little Tokyo, you have the Arts District. Throughout downtown, modern high-rises mixed with architectural landmarks that you'll see when just cruising around LA, and you'll just look up to the many skyscrapers. You really get that big city feel down here. Many parts of downtown have been getting a bad reputation as of late because of a lot of the homelessness, but there are still really good areas to live in downtown. You have over by the west side, around the Crypto.com arena, you have LA Live. There are a couple brand new high-rise buildings, specifically a couple known as Circa. You have Circa East, Circa West. Those towers are luxury high-rise towers that I know many people that live in those towers, and they absolutely love it. You get unreal views of LA like you've never seen before. You look right down onto the crypto arena. As they've built new skyscrapers as well as new hotels, they've added large Jumbotron screens to the sides of them to give it more of like a New York City feel, and I think they did an amazing job in the last 5 years with that over by the LA Convention Center. But if you want something a little less expensive, you can go just a few blocks over to the east side and find something that would suit you over there. But obviously the expenses will go up with all the amenities, the security. So we're gonna keep a running total on the screen. This is just the first thing that you're gonna have to consider when moving. Obviously, the cost of housing, we'll put it right up there. All right, next, when you find a nice place to live, you're gonna have to consider also the utilities. When you live in Los Angeles, it might get a little hot in the summer, so you're gonna have to be spending money on air conditioning, as well as all the basics, electricity, gas. If you wanna live on the west side toward the beach, I know a lot of those homes don't even have AC because you won't need it. It's just gonna be, you have the nice ocean breeze getting to you, but downtown is a little bit more inland, so you will probably definitely need AC in the summer, unless you can really withstand the heat. But the good thing about utilities is that they aren't too expensive in LA. The average Angelino can expect to spend $30 less than the national average when it comes to utilities. So we're gonna chalk it up in total with gas, water, electricity to be around $150 a month. And then let's also add on a cell phone bill and cable, so another $150 a month. So total $300 for all those utilities that you will definitely need. But I guess not everyone has cable these days. You also have YouTube TV, which is a great option as well. But we're gonna use a conservative number so you can adjust accordingly when figuring out your budget. All right, next on the list, you found a place to live, you're paying for the utilities, and now you gotta eat, of course. You gotta feed yourself. You gotta survive the day. Well, there are no shortage of phenomenal restaurants in downtown. You have the sports bars such as Yard House and Tom's right around LA Live. You have nice expensive restaurants. You have rooftop restaurants such as Perch with amazing city views of downtown. And you have the classic restaurants such as Felipe's. But if you're more on a budget, then you can definitely stick to the street dogs every day and your local taco trucks. Actually, the street dogs are kind of expensive these days. They were charging me like $8, $9 the last time I was trying to get a hot dog outside outside of the crypto arena, but a nice taco stand, you can easily find yourself a $2 taco at many of them. LA really is the mecca of tasty, inexpensive food because of all the taco trucks, because of all the small mom and pop shops that you will see around downtown and around the rest of the city. But if you want to go to a nicer restaurant, you can expect to spend maybe $40 for a meal plus the 9.5% sales tax on top. But if you do enjoy the nice fancy restaurant, surprising fact is LA meals at nice restaurants are 28% less expensive than the same restaurant you would find in New York City. But if you are someone that prefers to cook at home, there are several grocery stores in the area. You have Whole Foods, Ralph's, Trader Joe's, Pavilions. All in all, when rounding everything up, the average Angelino can probably expect to spend maybe $400 a month when it comes to food and groceries, or $100 a week. So now you found a place, you're paying for the utilities, you finally found some good food in the area. And what's next? How am I gonna get to places around here, around this big city where I don't know where anything is? Well, obviously LA is infamous for the traffic. Of course, LA has been named one of the most congested cities in the US. That is no surprise to anyone, but that's because there are so many people here. A lot of people want to move to LA from all over the world. But not only will you be spending a lot of time sitting in traffic, you're going to pay a premium for gas out here. Los Angeles has one of the highest averages when it comes to gas prices throughout the entire country. Whereas California's average gas price is about $5.40. Los Angeles is closer to $6, and the national average hovers just above $4 currently at the time of making this video. So when you get a car, be prepared to spend some money on gas. Or you can just get a Tesla because electricity is a little bit cheaper than gas, and there are so many Tesla owners in LA. It's crazy. But either way, you can't really avoid car insurance, so that's gonna range on average about, let's say, $150 to $300 a month. So we'll say about $200 on average. So we'll say $200 on the insurance and about $200 on gas. Another option is that you can avoid spending money on gas altogether. There is a great public transportation system in LA. The basic fare for the LA Metro is $1.75. For a 30-day pass, you can spend $100, which is less expensive than gas would be for the month and maintenance of that vehicle. And don't forget insurance. Now we got the basics out of the way. You finally found a place to live. You have a job, hopefully. Well, we got the basics out of the way. You found a place to live, you're paying for utilities, you got some good food in you, and you found a car or are using public transportation. Now you want to fit in with all these Angelinos, so you want to live that healthy lifestyle that you see all these people from Los Angeles living, all these healthy people. Maybe you want to get a gym membership. So gym memberships can vary from a $10 Anytime Fitness membership to a $320 a month Equinox membership. But let's say the average LA Fitness or 24-hour fitness memberships are between $40 to $60, so we'll say $50 for a gym membership. Staying on the topic of health insurance, if you're over 25, will be about $200 to $250 a month. So I think we pretty much covered the basics. If you were to survive in Los Angeles, you got a place to live, you got transportation, you got food in you, but now you wanna have some fun. You wanna actually do things, and Los Angeles is known as the entertainment capital of the world. So obviously, you gotta explore the entire city. You wanna have some fun, and you gotta set an entertainment budget. This can include going to movies, going to concerts, going to shows, comedy shows, sporting events. LA, we have the best sports team. If you're a sports fan, we got the Dodgers, the Lakers, the Clippers, the Rams, the Chargers, the Kings, and all are incredible stadiums. But if you're gonna budget for that, you gotta budget for parking, because I think SoFi Stadium is charging $100 for parking right now, which is absurd. Like $300 during the Super Bowl last year, but maybe you can Uber. But if you want to just stay in LA and get on your grind and really just make it out here, it is hard to avoid all of the fun temptations that LA has to offer, because there's so many of them. So many people that are going to tell you, come to this event, come to this thing every night. The more people you meet, the more things you'll have to do that will avoid you from doing your own thing and actually working on the reason why you came to LA in the first place. But you also gotta live life, you gotta have a good work-life balance, and there are also a lot of fun, free things to do in LA, which I will make a video on later on in the future, but you have things like museums, parks, etc., things like that. So let's set a monthly entertainment budget of $200. Is that safe to say? Maybe $400 if you're feeling if you want to do more things, but we'll say $200 for the sake of this video to keep it down. I think I've gone up on some of the other prices, so we'll see where we're at here. Here is the total so far. All in all, Los Angeles is not the cheapest city to live in, but that is for a good reason. With higher expenses come higher salaries as well. Whatever job you're working, they do pay higher on average per specific job. If you're making $75,000 as, let's say, a software engineer in Mobile, Alabama, you might be making six figures if you are living in LA. But there are also several entrepreneurs, like you might be yourself, that move to LA for networking purposes specifically, or just for the lifestyle because they see everyone else on social media has moved out here to achieve their dreams, to live in the city that we call La La Land, or I call home. So here's the total number. I'll add it up later, what you can expect to budget when moving to Los Angeles for the first time. I'm sure that budget will fluctuate and potentially go up as you fall in for the temptations. But if you want to have more fun, you want to spend more money, LA is the city to make more money as well. And that was the video for cost of living when it comes to specifically downtown Los Angeles. I'll be doing videos on cost of living in other specific cities. If you want to see those, hit the subscribe button. Follow me for more videos on all things Los Angeles. I'm posting multiple times a week. LA is such a big city and there are several different reasons why you might want to live in downtown specifically. Maybe you're from New York and want the same New York City vibe, and you can get that if you're living in downtown Los Angeles. You can also get that in Century City, but that's for another video. Maybe you have a job in downtown and you don't want your commute to be traffic ridden the whole time. But when wrapping everything up, I have a ton of friends and a ton of clients that have lived, live, or are moving to downtown Los Angeles, and they all have amazing things to say. They each have their own specific experiences, but I've heard a lot of great stories of people that have moved to downtown LA and they like it better than many other parts of the city. But thank you guys so much for watching till the very end. If you haven't already, subscribe. If you haven't liked the video, hit the like button. If you got anything at all from this video, please, I really appreciate it. Like I said, my name is Darren Kriz. I'm a local real estate agent helping people every single day buy, sell, and invest in property here in Los Angeles. So if that's you or someone you know, here is my email and my phone number. Reach out. My team and I are helping people all the time. We're getting calls every single day of people that want more information about LA. But that was it for this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.